Hey everybody, it's Bruno on NB, where it all can't be serious. Some of it is, but anyways, today I don't know how I got him back from the ranch.
Yeah.
I got Chad Tomaschefski from Tridon Communications, and those of you guys didn't watch us the first time we talked about the biggest mistakes biggest telecom mistakes you make as a company. You're gonna go watch that. You're gonna love this one because now it's all about. I guess, how do you kind of save money if you want to use that? So I'm a company, big or small, but let's start off wherever you want to. But there are ways that you've seen other companies implement telecom, and you're saying, uh-oh, you can save a whole bunch. So what's the number one thing you can do?
Flux capacitors.
I was just going to say that.
You know what? Right back to the future.
It's unbelievable. So flux capacitors.
Oh yeah, they work like crazy.
Well,
no, seriously. There's, if I can name two.
Sure.
The first one would be properly engaging with a telecommunications systems provider to understand your gaps and your needs. And doing that, what that's going to do is it's going to save you from a whole pile of change orders come down the road when you're doing your build and something's been forgotten, something hasn't been realized properly, or a wrong technology solution wasn't used properly or selected. And so really spending some time with that architectural firm or engineering firm that you've engaged to make sure you're getting what you want as that end user, that client, is really, really important. And I'll guarantee you it's going to save you money, 100%. That said, if I were to pick a technology now that is not just up and coming, but it is by far the coolest tech that I've gotten to play with in a long time, and it'll save you money, is GPON. So GPON stands for Gigabit Passive Optical Network. Where the layman would find that is we've all heard about TELUS and Shaw and other carriers taking fiber optics to the home. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think fiber is about being faster. Well, it really isn't. It's about being fatter, right? So you get a household like mine where you get a couple kids, wife and myself, we all have a device going, there's a TV going. We're sucking a lot of bandwidth out of that pipe. So we really clog it. And then you get 4 or 5 people inside the same community or same block doing the same thing, everything slows down. What fiber optics allows us to do is utilize our technology, our phones, those sorts of things to their full capacity. Well, that technology, they've realized that not only inside of spaces for taking fiber to the home, but they've realized it inside commercial hotels, where we're taking a single strand of fiber optics to each desktop or a single strand of fiber optics to each hotel room. Mm-hmm. And the cost of it ends up saving anywhere from 20 to 30% for that end user by utilizing GPON. It's a great technology. When I'm asked about LEED accreditation. So you may have heard of LEED, LEED. Mm-hmm. It allows us to be leaders in environmental and economic development. And that's really, really important to our climate, is to choose products that help attain that. And so the first time I get asked about it, I always suggest right out of the gate, you should take a solid look at GPON. We'd love to have a sit down with you and talk you through it and really educate you a little bit on it.
So, in order to save money, you have to be, they have to engage with you as an integrator, because Tridon is an integrator.
We sure are, yeah.
Right? And I'm sure some of your clients kind of like, oh, thank God I dealt with Chad, because I had no idea about GPON and everything like that, and I'm saving X amount of dollars, et cetera, et cetera. Walk us through some of the maybe nightmares that you kind of walked into. And I mean nightmares, kind of like, oh my God, how did they sell them this stuff? Now you're in there trying to get it out and put it back in.
I think, if I were to, one that's really current and fresh in my mind is a plant that we're working on where a non-certified contractor had been on site doing structured cabling and fiber optics. The first thing that does is it voids the warranty for that particular manufacturer. Manufacturers in the structured cabling and fiber optic world.
Let me pause you. How much is that going to cost them if something goes down? It's like not nickels, right?
Oh no.
In that example.
So if a plant goes down, it's millions of dollars an hour.
Right. So continue. I'm just trying to. Some people think, oh, it's like going to Best Buy or something like that and changing the camera.
It's definitely not that easy. So it was performed by a contractor that's not certified. Now, not only when we look at it, we know right away that it was somebody that didn't know what they're doing, and it needs to be cleaned up. And because they also didn't use the right product inside there, there's a chance that network could go down. And if it went down, again, like I said, it costs that plant millions of dollars an hour. And what we do is make sure that product is being done right. If another contractor is coming on site, we would like to coach that end user to, hey, make sure that particular contractor you're bringing on site is certified with, Belden or CommScope or Panduit or Corning or Prysmian or whatever it happens to be. Make sure they have certifications. Make sure the manufacturer has said, hey, I bless this company. They've got all their techs trained. They know what they're doing. And it's really going to protect you. And that's what you want. You want that protection. And when you're buying a warranty from a manufacturer, you want it to work for you. And if you make a little mistake like that, your warranty's gone.
So some of your best clients and some of your best projects, obviously, rely on you as a business partner. Walk us through a bit of a, top 3 things that you do to ensure that they're getting quality service in terms of, like, as an integrator, right? You mentioned product, service, certification. I'm building, what's a sweet spot for you? I'm building a new school, right? And you walk in, or a new gas plant, and I say, hey, I heard about you guys, and I dealt with, like you said, these people here. I want to go to an integrator. What can I expect from you?
I think right out of the gate, the first thing that we would engage on is our engineering side of the business. So we'd really like to steer the organization towards having an engineered solution. Why would you want that? In the telecommunications business, we refer to something from Sarbanes-Oxley called 5 to 6 nines of reliability. So if you go to a carrier of any kind right now, that's cell phone, internet, they're offering you something called 5 to 6 nines of reliability, which means that your network is going to be up 99.9999% of the time, right? So it's easy to go get a point-to-point or a mesh network or autonomous haul, a radio system. It's easy to go get that stuff. You could almost go to Best Buy. I would hope you wouldn't, but you could almost go. We're gonna probably get sued by Best Buy. You know that, right?
Best Buy.
Sorry, Best Buy. I bought a TV from you just the other day.
Yeah. You know what? That's the difference between you and the Italians. We steal them. But anyways, I took a TV from. No, just joking. But I mean, we're talking about industrial grade, and nowadays, any business.
Yeah,
even office, even if you're, an accounting office, you can't really go consumer grade if you're in enterprise security prevention or
When I started
CCTV
in this
or
industry
whatever.
28 years ago, I'd come back to the office and I had an old computer with a great big thick monitor on it, and the secretary for the group of people that we had would have sticky notes. So we had sticky notes on there. You had about 10, 20 people. You had to return a call. Now you think about now what technology has done for us so that we don't have that. I mean, many businesses are going away from bricks and mortar. But I digress. The engineering component is really important, and it's really smart to get that involved. No matter what you're doing, we'd love for you to work with Tridon, but the reality is there's a lot of competitors out there, and some of them are really good. And
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's smart for organizations to engage an engineer to make sure the solution you're getting provided is something that's going to have that 5 to 6 nines of reliability. And that keeps your network up. And your network, in every case, what we're dealing with today, whether it's the point of sale at a gas station to the mesh network inside of an autonomous haul plant up north, those are the things that we rely on every day. So you want your networks to be properly engineered. So that's probably my biggest one I would suggest for everybody to really dive into that. And then the next thing is choosing the right technology. Take some time. Sit down with a technology professional or telecoms professional like us, and really do that gaps and needs analysis. It's not as bad as you think. A lot of people think you get killed by PowerPoint, but in reality, what it is it's a half a day session to sit down, understand what you have for specs today, and if you don't have specs, we can help you write those specs to make sure your network stays up, and then we drive that for you. Moving forward, so that the technology you're always using is going to be something that you can rely on.
Here's something you mentioned, and I almost interrupted you, and I do apologize, but you said something like, "Yeah, we'd love for you to work with Tridon." Now, here's a question for you: who do you not want to work with? I don't mean companies, but which type of companies do you not say? Listen, we're not for you guys.
That's a good question. You want to stay away from companies that really are going to look to cut corners. There is no magic pill to make your network and your telecommunications gear work just great. It's kind of like fat guys, right? We dream about having a pill. We dream about having a pill that I can pop, and and I get skinny tomorrow, or maybe my hair grows back. But the reality is that just doesn't exist, and it exists like that in every aspect of every business in the world. There's not a magic pill to get your security system to work right, your network to communicate properly. So really, we stay away from anything that's going to cut corners. We also really make sure that we want to be in bed with organizations that appreciate and support certifications. Because it leans towards that 5 to 6 nines of reliability. And as much as I'd love to see my customers again after we've done install, if I do, it's because maybe something's gone down. And we would rather not see you for that reason. We'd rather see you because you're growing and we want to be part of that growth.
So, really important question. You're from Saskatchewan.
I've heard rumors about it.
Yeah. So, and you got to travel from Edmonton, Calgary. You go out west too, right? Out west.
As far as Winnipeg.
That's east. I know you're from Saskatchewan. I said west.
Oh, did you say
the other west? The other west. How far west do you go? And that's
right,
this side.
Oh, that's okay. That'll be a good blooper for later. Vancouver, we've got fiber crews participating in fiber to the home projects in the Lower Mainland right now. The coolest project we're working on right now is in Kitimat, BC. Canada's largest project. It's over $40 billion. It is known as LNG Canada. It is just a beauty of a project. Fantastic technology, really forward thinking about not only what they're doing for the environment, but what they're doing for that community and Canada as a whole. A lot of people don't know this, but when LNG Canada gets up and going, it'll be equivalent to every passenger vehicle in Canada being off the road. That's how much CO2 it'll reduce globally. So that's a solution. And you may have seen the side of our website. If you haven't, it's at tridon.com.
Yeah.
But you may have seen on our website, our mantra is we are the solution. So we really like saddling up with organizations, being partners with companies that want solutions and really believe in them.
So my question, that's great. My question was, you're going from city to city to city. You're one of the owners, and you got to be, not entertaining, but you got entertaining clients. Who do you cheer for in sports? Like you can't. You cheer for the Jets. You can't cheer for the Jets.
When you're born in Saskatchewan, you bleed green until the day you die. So I am a diehard Riders fan.
You know, the original Rough Riders came from Ottawa.
Those
are 2 words. I bet you any money.
No, they didn't.
Absolutely.
Everybody says this, but the reality is they didn't even spell it right. So
2 words. Okay, so you're a Rider Green guy.
Yes.
But how about like hockey and stuff?
Well, that's a funny story. Today, I can tell you I am...
You were an Oilers fan up until 3 hours ago, right?
You weren't supposed to tell me about
it.
Yeah. I grew up a Leafs fan. But we had 2 channels growing up as a kid, and Hockey Night in Canada was cheer for the Habs or cheer for the Leafs.
Yeah.
And we kind of had a rule in our house that we were a Leafs fans. So I kind of grew up cheering for Leafs. And I just about got disowned when the Gretzky dynasty eras came around, and I really liked Gretzky, so I was kind of all over him for a little while, for a few years, and what a great hockey team that was. And since I've moved to Calgary and been to more games than I can count, I'm certainly a Flames fan. I really enjoy
there you
going
go.
to
So you're a Riders fan. We'll touch on that later, but Tridon Communication, how do you get in touch with you?
You can reach us at tridon.com.
Nice. So we covered a couple of money makers, basically, by saving money. Using an integrator. I love the fact that you don't want to work with everybody, so I love that. But we're gonna have you back. We're gonna chat about other stuff in telecom and some other fun stuff. So thanks again, Chad.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, got it.